Alright, man. I can't hold on no more, man. I just got finished making a video about LandStar 120 inspection. But now I'll make this video, man, about LandStar Agents. Yep. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm sorry. I gotta do it. Alright, so this what happened. This don't mean every agent at LandStar is jacked up or bad. Okay, so you agents who see this video, y'all who made the comments on my last video, you know I ain't talking about all y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. I ain't talking about y'all. They're good ones and they're bad ones, just like they're good drivers and they're bad drivers. But this what happened. I called an agent today, and this agent posted a load amount, a rate amount. You know, the rate that the load was gonna go for. I did my numbers. I was like, okay, that'll work. Got to get out of Washington. I'm over here in Washington right now. Like, I got to get out of here. Heading back to Cali. I ain't going back to Utah. I ain't going back to Idaho. I'm trying to get out of all this snow. I ain't going over Snoqualmie. I ain't going over Cabbage. I'm tired of all this snow. I'm tired of chaining up. My back hurt. My shoulders hurt. Everything hurt. So this agent, he posted his load. And he posted his rate. I looked at it. I was like, let me get my calculator. That'll work. So I called him up. Load was live. It just had to post maybe for 7 minutes. So I got on the phone real quick. The agent was like, yeah, load's still available, blah, blah. I was like, okay. That was at 6:42 a.m. this morning, Washington time. 6:42, y'all. So the agent was like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta call, I gotta make sure this, make sure that. Okay, mind you, when they ready to book you on a load, there are a few things they get from you. Once you get finished asking all your questions, there are a few things they need from you. What's your truck number? What's your trailer number? And what's your email address so I can send you the rate confirmation? They need them 3 things. Them 3 things right there. If they don't ask them 3 things, yeah, some kind of shady. So I was like, okay, so he ain't never asked for them. He said, let me check with the broker and see, make sure everything's good. It was a hazmat load, lightweight load. I was like, I gotta get something, I gotta get out of here. He said, I'll call you back. I said, all right, no problem. He called me back and he was like, it ain't the rate, blah, blah, blah. It's down about 100 now. So I was like, okay, well, let me do the numbers again. Don't want to run it for that, but guess what? It ain't pennies. It beats my cents per mile, and it's not low paying freight. I'll do it. No less. I'm not going any less than that. Okay, no problem. Let me just make another call. Blah blah blah. I'll give you a call back. So I said, all right, it's cool. I said, so let me get up. I got up. Let me go ahead and get cleaned up for the day. I said, what's the pickup times? What's the window? He said between 9 and 4. I said, okay, cool. So let me hurry up. I go in here. I'm 71 miles away. I'll come back. And then by this time I come back, my phone's on the charger. So I was like, when I come back, I'll just talk to him then we'll go from there. Come back, ain't no message on my phone. Red flag. So I was like, okay. So I called him. Didn't get him. So I called him maybe a few times, left a message with the front guy who answered the phone, left a message a few times on his call. So dude was like, let me patch over to his voicemail, leave him a message. I said I already left him a couple messages. So dude didn't never call back. So I'm just like, what kind of professional junk is this, man? I was like, are you serious? I mean, you got somebody who's gonna move this load, so you gonna make your percentage. Dude, it was gone. All right. So I kept trying to get in touch with this dude, leave a message and everything, from 6:42 that morning to 9:01 that morning. No lie. I was like, this ain't cool. This ain't cool at all. I was like, okay. And see, this is what I don't like. And I ran into it a few times a day. Some of the agents be on the phone, man, they be fast talking. They be, you know, they trying to make more money. They see that you'll take it at this rate. But then they be like, well, let me give them a call. Let me find out something. Let me check on this. Then they go back out there, and it's probably, you know, they probably know that the agent or the broker ain't gonna take it at the rate that they got it out there posted. So basically, it seems like they posted false. They posted it wrong, just to see if they can get a bite. So it happened a few times a day, right? And I gotta say, today has been the worst of all days. I ain't never seen a day like today. So I was just like, I was getting a little bit frustrated, man. I was like, let me call LandStar, man. Let me see you. I'm about to tell on you. I'm about to tell. I'm about to tell. Something ain't right, you know, because, you know, I'm sorry, man, your agency doing some weird stuff. They doing some fake stuff, you know, and this is exactly why a lot of drivers out here hate, and, you know, hate when they say dealing with agents, or when they hate when they say we got drivers out here who taking this low paying freight, because that's basically what happened. They had to giving it to me for a rate that was higher, right? They turned around, reposted it back on the board, for a lower rate, right? Somebody took it. Somebody took that low paying freight, right? So guess what? Dude didn't even pick the phone up. Didn't even have the common decency, the common courtesy to pick the phone up and say, hey, Mr. Miles, I apologize, but we can't run it for that rate. You know, if you would have called me back and told me that morning, I would have been okay. I'm like, all right, it's cool. You know, I'm still looking for loads. I done called a few agents. I'm looking on the load board. You know, I would have been cool. Dude ain't had the common courtesy and call back and say nothing. And then all of a sudden, I'm dealing with somebody else, dealing with another agent on another load. They posted a load for this amount at this many miles. So the rate that they quoted based on the number of miles that I'm going to be going was good. It was fine. Then she called back and said, I did it wrong. I had the wrong miles on there. But can you still run it at the rate that was quoted? I said, no. I said, no, I can't do that. That's 97 cents a mile. I'm not running no loads for 97 cents a mile. That ain't happening. So she was like, it was my fault, blah, blah. I said, you're going to have to go back to that broker or whoever got this load, and you're going to have to tell them, instead of the rate that you quoted at, I said, you're going to tell them, you're looking for maybe 24, 25, 2,600 bucks. I was like, I don't know what they're going to give it to you. I said, but I ain't running that load for that amount, not that distance. Now, unless you want me to drop it off somewhere at 700 miles. I said, but I'm not going 1,082 miles for that rate. I said, I can't do that. So she was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I'll give you a call back. So when she did that, it just turned a light on my head. It was like, if you think you can go back and you can get this rate at what I told you, you probably already know the max dollar amount that you can get this load at. So it didn't sit well with me, man. I was kind of like, when that light came on my head, man, I was like, you know what? This ain't cool, man. This ain't cool. And she was like, well, I can add this in there and I can add this in. I said, you know what? You can add whatever you want to add in there. I said, you just taking away, you robbing Peter to pay Paul. I said, you taking away from within the dollar amount. I don't care how many ways you dice it, how many ways you slice, how many ways you cut it. It's still the set dollar amount that you first gave me. I said, in order for this to change, in order for me to run it at this distance, you're gonna have to pay this. Man, she ain't want to hear. She said, well, let me look, let me do this, let me call, let me see this. And I was like, okay. So she did what she did, and then she called me back, and she ain't nothing changed, man. Ain't nothing changed. It's like every time she got on the phone, it's like when she got off the phone, she was getting off the phone basically just to give herself a breather, because she was in between a rock and hard place, and she knew how to get out of it. So I said, I'm gonna wait for her to call me back. Wait a minute. I waited a long time. Then I just called her back, and I was like, hey, nah, this ain't gonna work. I said, I said, just go in and make sure the load get pulled from me, make sure the load ain't up under my truck. I said, you good luck on finding someone to run that load for you. I said, sorry. I said, sorry on that one. So here come the third time the charm. I'm sitting there chilling. I'm already like, all right, what am I just gonna sit here and do me a reset? So dude called me back. It was late in the afternoon. It was probably like 1 something. I'm like, all right, whatever. So dude called me back, and he was like, hey, I'm calling this, you know, I see you in Washington. I'm calling to see if you're interested in running this load. I said, what? I said, talk to me. He says 20,000 pounds hazmat load going to blah blah blah. One pick, one drop. He says, man, you know you in Washington, man. You know you ain't gonna get no good paying loads coming out there, blah blah blah. So he said, all right, let me see what I can do. I can give you a call back. Here we go again. I give you a call back. So when he called back, I already had my number here. He quote, you know, he was like 1,200. I said, nah, bro. I said, if you want me to run that load down there, I said, we're gonna have to get up between maybe $1,600-1,700, something like that. He said, oh man, you know where you at. I said, dude, I know where I'm at. I said, if you want me to run that load, he said, man, you up there in Washington, Oregon area. He said, ain't no good freight there. I said, you also want me to run hazmat load. I said, so work your magic. I said, either you can do it, I said, or I won't be running that load. This is the thing. Did he ever call back? Strike three, man. Didn't even call back, man. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So this whole day been messed up. Whole day been messed up. Let me tell y'all something. This is why you hear so many veteran drivers, especially some of the drivers who I talk to and know, and they talk about cheap freight. They talk about these drivers out here, man, grabbing all this cheap freight, man, making the industry bad, blah, blah. You know what, man? They right. They 100% right, man. They right. This agent was talking to me, and he was like, it pays $1.91 a mile. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, let me tell you something. When you look at your numbers, you're looking at the gross dollar amount that's offered by the broker. All right? If it's a direct load, if it's a direct load, you already know what your numbers is, because they ain't going to change. But if it's not a direct shipper, then you're looking at the loads that you're trying to negotiate with the broker, and then you trying to divide that by the number of miles that are being traveled to give you your cents per mile. I said, that ain't how you do it. I said, that don't mean a hill of beans out here to the driver. I said, when we look at it and we get paid 65%, I said, we get the gross amount that you put out there and you post on the board. I said, you can't stop right there, man. I said, you don't stop there and be like, why the drivers ain't taking this? $1.91 a mile. I said, that ain't how it go, man. I said, if you want us to run loads, when you negotiate a rate, you need to take consideration, okay, do the math, do the whole math. Instead of saying, oh, I can get it for $2,000, because that's $1.92 a mile. But you got to take consideration, whoa, let me do all the math, because guess what? When a driver sees it, it ain't $1.92 a mile. It's $1.21 a mile. What driver gonna run that? Okay, these are arbitrary numbers. I'm just throwing it out there so y'all get a feel for what I'm talking about. So he was like, no, I know. I said, no, you don't. I said, because you ain't the first one who said that. I said, a lot of you agents sit back and y'all get that gross dollar amount from the broker on what they're gonna offer because y'all see it on the load boards. Then y'all go try to take y'all deduction on what you want to make. Then you turn around and put it out there after that to see if anybody gonna bite on what you putting it out there at. And I said, then we go and do our math behind that, and it's so low. It's so low. I said, nobody don't want to run it. I said, but then you get these drivers out here who sit back and they either doing their math and still taking it at cheap, or they don't know how to do their math and just taking it at the dollar amount. It's one of them. You want to be the person to know how to do your math and understand what the cents per mile is before you take a load. So I told him, I said, y'all ain't doing your math. I said, you ain't doing your math. I said, you know what? Y'all hurting it, man. Y'all hurting us out here. I said, if y'all would sit back and see them rates come in and be like, hey, work the numbers, this is what we need on this load. And then on top of that, I ain't gonna lie, I was looking at Sammy, makes sense, and how he keep talking about the DAT board, and he keep talking about the 15-day and the 30-day average on certain loads that are coming out of different areas, and the numbers that he's showing, God dog, ridiculous. So you can't tell me that the agents and the brokers ain't offering those loads at those dollar amounts, because those are the averages, and I'm pretty sure they have access to the DAT board too, and I'm pretty sure they see what those loads are paying. And then, you know, here we come, you know, and other drivers come behind us, and then we trying to slide up in there and take these loads that should be paying at $4,000 and $5,000, $4,200. We trying to take them at $1,800 and $2,200, and then we taking 65% of that. Oh man, that right there, I'm gonna tell you, man, I got so frustrated today. So now I understand why so many guys be like, man, you should work on getting your own authority. Oh, this is another thing. They just sitting there like they ain't got no clue, man. If this business wasn't lucrative to an agent, he wouldn't still be out here doing it. So they making money somehow, somewhere. So I don't dig it, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't dig it, man. It really got up under my skin today. Yeah, it got to me today. And then not only that, this is another thing. I think old girl let the cat out the bag today. The load, and I'm gonna throw numbers out there. The load was posted. The rate amount was posted $1,800. She came back and said, I said, we talking about the same load? We're on the same page, right? The same load. She was like, yeah. The load going from blah, blah, blah to blah, blah. Pick up today, deliver on the 24th or something like that. She said, I got it posted $2,800. I was like, I ain't saying nothing. I was like, all right, well, call me back. Let me know what you find. I was like, right here. She got it posted 18. And then she just told me she got it posted 28. 18, 28. That's like $1,000. That's $1,000 out there. The day was not a good day, man. Agents, you know, I know all y'all ain't the same, and some of y'all good out there, man, who run for LandStar because y'all know how it works. But some of you out there, man, I don't know what your manager or who's over that agency, I don't know what they're teaching you, or I don't know what percentage they're telling you to keep, or I don't know if they're telling you, well, put it out there and let's do some fishing. Let's set it. Let's see if we're gonna get a bite. You got agents out there who are for LandStar. They'll go out there and they'll look for loads out there, and they'll bid on the load, just like a carrier will. They'll bid on the load, and they'll try to see if they can get the load, right? So they can put it over here at LandStar, so another driver can take it. There's a lot of people hands in the pot, and there are people lying. And I'm sorry, man, but I'm just gonna put it out there because today just came out just a little bit too obvious. It just, when you can fold, when agents can fold the paper on me like that on so many loads, right? Somebody doing something fishy. Something ain't right. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. Something ain't right. So anyway, I reckon I'll be hitting it again tomorrow, calling a few more people and see what I come up with. And that's how it is, man. LandStar Agents, man, put a bad taste in my mouth, or at least the agents that I dealt with today put a real bad taste in my mouth, and I'm just not digging it. I ain't digging it at all, man. That junk just was not cool. I hate that I'm ranting and going off, but I want y'all to understand, man, if you out here, you doing this thing, open your eyes, man, pay attention, understand, look, and learn, man, what's going on right in front of you, so you don't just sit there and just take it. You got to know what's going on within the people you work with and what goes on within the business that you're trying to run. If it ain't profitable and lucrative to your business, then you have to learn to look elsewhere and move on and get involved in places that are going to be lucrative for your business, so your business can grow. For each one, teach one. If God before you, who can be against you? Nobody. Y'all take care. Bye.